Haven't I too? Nikosi Baba is here with a highly vital video and topic on part of my tribe, my clan, my empire. I will share a little insight about Seagull Empire. As anyone that's been really tuning in, the eyes would know that Seagull Empire is just a reference point that we can be perceived as publicly. Seagold acronymically stands for Seeing Eternal Existence, God Ordains Living Divinely. We have our own life elect, dialect, and we're growing. And I would love to share more about this empire because we're actually bigger than it appears to be. Sometimes you only see Nikosi Baba on the camera. I don't always show the personal stuff or blah, blah, blah. Not no secretive stuff. It's clear if you go on social media, you see, oh, Nikosi, oh, okay. Yeah, it's clear. But as far as like just broadcasting, like trying to show something off, like I don't have no kind of show for nobody. This is not a show. Um, and if it's going to be labeled as a show, it can be called a reality show in the sense that I'm showing reality, but not a reality show in the sense of like some facade that's being put up. With Nikosi Baba, what you see is what you get. Now to go straight in and share a little insight about Seagull Empire and some of our extended members of this empire, this sovereign entity. This video is specifically in regards to what Seagull Empire actually is, and that is Bushmen and Bushwomen. To use these Babylon terms as a reference point, we are Bushmen. We are Bushmen. I'm going to say that again. We are nothing more than Bushmen. Now, what does this mean? To all of the eyes that's been tuning in, you know that lately I've been sharing a little bit about like the Khoisan, the San Bushmen. The San are actually us, using another reference point that people can perceive them as publicly, such as Khoisan or San. Though, in essence, they are literally Seagold. All of them are Seagold Empire. All of the Khoisan that's tuning into this, or that will tune into this eventually, they already know. They're looking at their brother, their son, their father, their cousin, by blood, not on some hocus pocus stuff. By blood, you are looking at a bushman or a bush male. Because you know we're not man and woman. We're none of those slave terms. To use English, you are looking at somebody that just is a bush person. Did you get it? What they said? No. Okay. Yeah, so I want to touch briefly on some of my people because I just did a recent topic about having a freedom. The San Bushmen, which is what the label people give them publicly, right? The San people are a very important people that we got to pay homage to. Stop trying to change reality and turn the reality into the fallacy. What do I mean? Most of us, we want to go travel to South Africa, so-called South Africa. We want to visit the Bushmen. Then you got these so-called white people going to these ancient humans and sensitizing them to the world. They don't live in the world. They live somewhere else. They live in the middle of nowhere. And you have people coming there trying to change things, thinking that they're helping. Some of them might have the intention to help, not realizing that their intention is still even flawed. What do I mean? You might intend to help, but you're going to do more damage than any kind of help. You're bringing them clothes. As humans, we don't need clothes. How you need clothes in the desert? You building them schools. What is a school? A school is a German word. A shul is a place of training for a certain societal construct. The Sand people have nothing to do with the South African government. That is a worldly construct. They live in nature. The so-called South African country is not nature. It's a construct that is propagating the agenda of the crown, the Queen of England, and the rest of these Babylon world powers. The Sand people have nothing to do with this. Why are you building them a school? They don't need school. You want to train their children to put the children as your pet inside your big farm? It's like with the Sarah Bartman lady. She was a Khoikhoi, which is another type of Khoisan. And they want to put these humans on display because it's an ancient human. It's like, it's such a sight to see. It's like when you go to a zoo and you see an animal in a cage. Look at how we treat animals. Of course, we're going to treat humans like this too. We're going to treat ourselves the same way we treat the animals. We treat plants this way. We cut trees like they have no value. We destroy our own self as if we don't have no value. Leave the Sand Bushmen alone. Straight from the empire that they are a part of. They are all see gold. How? Because they see gold. They see the bigger picture. They see reality. They're not lost in the illusion of time. They don't need clothes. They don't need money. They don't need school. They don't need shoes. They eat over 80% of plants for the food that they partake in. Yes, they do eat meat. Am I promoting for us to eat meat? No. Though, as I said in a previous video, the Sand Bushmen are the only humans that will be forgiven for eating meat. They have a caring heart. When they eat an animal, their intention is, and their mode of operation is completely different than when you go buy your meat from your supermarket and you think you're praying over it, so you're balancing out everything. When the meat has been slaughtered, and it was slaughtered using chemicals. It was already pumped up with chemicals and hormones just for the animal to be breeded. And then the way the animal is killed is not in a natural way. It's not an animal that's transitioning by the use of some kind of natural thing that can stop the heart. When the Sand hunt an animal, they're using what Babylon will label as a poison, but that's just another Babylon word. What is this word? Poison. A poison. Poison. A poison. Anyways, they're using some kind of information from a worm and they mix it with a plant. Then they put it at the tips of their bow and arrow. And the animal's not dying an excruciating death, by the way, compared to animals that are being slaughtered. They will be forgiven for eating meat. They only eat maybe 15 to 20% meat within their food intake. So once again, leave my people alone. Most people that are speakers or they try to like speak